Hey, good morning, guys. It's Blake Miller here with Millie's Jump Time Entertainment, Orlando, Florida, guys. Today, I'm going to talk about generators, why they're so important to the industry, why do you need them, and why you need to maintain them. Guys, with a 6500, come around. As you can see, this is a 6500. That is the running watts. What running watts and starting watts means is that if you have a blower, it's going to push a lot more wattage in the beginning, and then it's going to slowly come down and have that happy medium. That's going to give you that 6500 running watts. Now, with a blower, depending on the blower that you do have, you might have a blower that puts 2000 watts out while it's running. You might have it where it's a 1.5 and it might push out a little bit more, but majority of the time, you're going to be okay with two blowers, no matter the size, on a 6500. That's why we like them. If you do have ones, all in this generator, you could possibly do three, and let me show you why. As you can see, there's two outlets that's already on the generator. Now, with any blower that you put on, you only want to put on one blower per outlet, and always try to put it at the very top. With the second blower, if you're using another inflatable, plug it over here. Now, if you are like, I have one generator and it's all three ones, this generator is 6500 watt running, and it will do its job. Plug in a 30 amp connector, which I can grab for you guys. It looks basically like this. With Generacs, they come with them. And all you would have to do is just make sure you plug them in and twist and lock it in. Now, this is the breaker. Guys, make sure that it's down before you're ready to start, just because you don't want to have anything plugged in, and when you turn on the generator, it bogs out because so much power went to it. Always make sure that each blower that you have on when starting is turned off. As you can see, there are 4 outlets. That does not mean that you can use 4 outlets, 5, 6, 7, 8 at the same exact time. That will not work. It'll overload the generator and probably turn off. Another thing we're going to talk about is maintenance. With maintenance, you want to make sure that you are taking care of these. Running them once a month, changing the oil every 100 hours, but always look at your manual to see what type of oil you need to put in and how many times you have to change it per set of hours. Is it 100 hours, 50 hours, 75? We like to do hours around 75 hours. With that being said, right here, you're gonna see your filter. And I'll show you exactly what a filter looks like in voila. So here's your filter. You always want to make sure that this is very, very clean, the whole inside and out. Right here, you're going to have your filter, and you can, if you need more, because you have you don't have replacements, you can buy them off of Amazon, and you could just stick a new one in. We like to change these out every 100 hours, just because of the fact that they do get dirty, and sometimes you will have oil or gas possibly get into these. By cleaning them, you're allowed to clean them within that 100 hours. Make sure you're only using water, and then you dry and you squeeze out the water and you dry it out. Make sure that these are dried out when you put them back. By placing these back in, say we just replaced it. Put this cap back on, and then put in your pumps. Filters usually do come with another filter right here, but if you want to replace this, you can if it gets dirty. These are going to be clamps. You just have to take these 2 clamps off at the top and the bottom, pull this out, make sure that there's no gas in this line before you do so, and that's easy by just turning on the generator, putting it on the off position, and letting all that fuel come out. But when replacing these, just take these 2 clamps, move them off to the side, pull this out, and put a new one in. Simple as that. Put the clamps back on and you're good to go. That's how easy it is for the filters. And now we're going to talk about oil. Alright guys, right now we're going to not change the oil, but I'm going to show you exactly how it's in. Right here is where your oil is going to be at. To drain the oil, you're going to take out this bolt right here, but make sure when you're ready to take this out that you do have something to catch the oil, the bad oil. When unscrewing this, this will actually make the oil come out a lot faster. It gives it air, so you can drain this relatively pretty quick. You can put a hex ball, anything like that. Now, when you are putting oil back into it, put this nut back, then unscrew here and have your funnel ready. We use synthetic 5W30 oil. Now that is because the temperature that we are located here in Florida, so that's what's best for this generator. Knowing what your weather temperature is, if it's in a colder environment, hotter environment, that's going to determine the oil that you should be using. With that being said, make sure when you are following the owner's manual for the oil change, know what you're putting in. I believe most of them are like a quart, so have that ready. Also buy extra just in case you do need to change it. Here's a quick note and some advice. When getting a new generator, there is a break-in period that you need to be aware of. So for the first 10 hours for a Generac, you need to run it. And with that being said, you need to make sure that you are maybe plugging in maybe a blower, a 1 horsepower, and then letting that go for like 30 minutes, and then maybe a 1.5, and then also making sure that when you buy a generator, that all of these do work, because sometimes they will come damaged or not. And then your CO sensor, that's carbon monoxide, that's just making sure that when the generator is possibly in an area to where it smells that, the sensor will come off and it'll shut off the engine. So make sure when you put a generator into an open field that nothing's around it, like a box is covering this generator when it's turned on, because the generator will shut off. So always just make sure that when you are starting a generator, again, no closed environments, because this generator little feature will turn on and then the inflatable will shut off. Again guys, I'm not sponsored, nor does Generac give me free stuff when I make these videos. I just like to inform you guys of the best generators that I've used. See, I've had 3 separate generators that had problems, and that was Predator. It's not always the case, but unfortunately those did not do the job for me, so we just stuck to Generac. Generac is a very good brand if you're just starting out in the industry. Sometimes it is very expensive. These are about $850 each. Right now we have about 6 of them. We're trying to move on to that 10 mark by the end of the year, but it's always good to have. And the reason why is this is also another ticket item that can be rented out. This generator right here costs a customer $150, not including the inflatable. So this weekend alone, we are putting out 6 generators for $900. That is, I'm not even a generator rental person, but now we're making money off of generators. Charge for what the gas prices are, charge for what these things cost. These are a great tool in your inventory to make more money. All right guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a good day.